Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be taking a look at subtracting across zeros. Now, this topic can be a little bit tricky for some students, so be sure to pay close attention. The first thing you're going to need is your home learning folder. You're going to open it up and you're going to take out the very last purple paper that you have in there. We're going to use this as our warm up for today. So we're going to take our math notebook out and we're going to glue this page in. Now, hopefully you can glue the whole thing in without trimming it, but if you need to trim it up, go for it. So I'm just going to glue this in, and then you can get started working on this. If you were in class with me, we would be completing this in some breakout rooms today, working with other students and checking to see if we got the right answer. But if you're watching this video on your own, you can just complete it yourself. All right, be sure to watch your signs. It's all addition and subtraction. All right, our notes for today are going to take place on the next blank page. And when we're all done, they're going to look like this. Kind of nice. All right, across the top, you are going to write the title, Subtracting Across Zeros. If you don't want to write in cursive, you certainly don't have to. All right, subtracting across zeros. So what does this mean? Subtracting across zeros is one of those tricky situations where you don't have enough to subtract, and then there's zeros at your next door neighbors. So nobody is home. What do we do when nobody is home? So we know that when we're subtracting, since we have a base 10 number system, really, when we're going to our neighbor's house, we are borrowing a bundle of 10, right? Or really just taking a bundle of 10, if you really want to think about it like that. But when subtracting across zeros happens and your neighbor is not home, you need to keep going until you find a house that has people at home for you to borrow a bundle of 10 from. Now, the real rule is that you can't bring it directly back to where you need it. You have to go one by one, borrowing bundles of 10. However, lots of people have come with like workarounds for that. And a few years ago, my students and I created a little saying, a little fun method to remember how to subtract across zeros in a fun way. So that's the method I'm going to teach you today, and it's called dropping a 9 bomb. One of my students made that up, and I loved it, and it kind of just stuck, and all of my students since have really taken to it. So here's how that goes. We're going to always start in our ones column, just like normal, and we're going to say 2 minus 6. Can we do it? And the answer is no, right? We can't do that. So we need to go to our neighbor. We knock on the door. We knock extra hard. We're waiting and waiting and waiting, and nobody is coming to the door because there is nobody home. Where are they? I don't know. Maybe they're at the grocery store. So then we go to the next neighbor, and we're knocking, and nobody is coming to the door. Then we find out they're on vacation. They went to Disneyland. Then we go to the next neighbor's house, and we are knocking and knocking. Nobody is coming to the door. Where are they? I don't know. Maybe they're on an island somewhere. That would be nice, right? So finally, we're getting tired, but we can't give up. We go to his neighbor's house. We knock on the door, and thank the Lord, 3 people are home at this house. We say, can we borrow one of your people? They're like, of course, of course. So leaves them with 2 people. Now, the person that we want to borrow, right? A bundle of 10, really, but we always say it's one person, is going to fly in an airplane all the way back to wherever that person is needed, which is right here. This is where we needed him originally. He stands in front of the 2, making it a 12. Now we can do it, right? But in the meantime, when they were flying in that airplane over to where we needed him, on every house that they passed over, all of these zeros, they dropped a 9 bomb on their house. Now, it's a nice bomb, don't worry. But it's a 9 bomb, meaning they're dropping a 9. So I'm going to draw I'm trying to draw little bombs here. Let's see if that works. And so a little black thingy, little black bomb. I'm going to do that little lighting thingy as a little right? And we'll use orange to be like the sparks. Right? A little 9 bomb dropped on these zeros, making them 9s, right? So we cross it out, we're making it a 9. Crossing it out, making it a 9. Crossing it out, making it a 9. Okay, so now we are where we need it, and we can now subtract easily now. So we say to ourselves, 12 minus 6, can we do it? Yes, we can. The answer is 6. 9 minus 7, can we do it? Yep. Right, the answer is 2. 9 minus 4, can we do it? The answer is 5. 9 minus 8 happens to be 1, and 2 minus 2 is 0, so we don't need to put it. We decide where do we need our comma. We stick it in. We go 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. And our final answer, we always want to circle it, right? Just like that. All right, so we dropped a 9 bomb. So I'm going to write that as our method. Drop a 9 bomb. And it was just a fun way to remember what this method is. All right, drop a 9 bomb. There's some other ways to do it too. There's a box method you could use. So I could say, or use the box method. And that's a nice method too. There's a video today that you're going to watch to learn what that is. The main thing to remember, guys, is that when you are subtracting across zeros, you're bringing that one person to wherever you need it. Do that first. Then any zeros that are in the middle will turn to 9s. Now, that's a shortcut method. Technically, these all have to turn to 10s. Technically, when we borrowed the one person here, you're really not supposed to bring it all the way back to where you're needing it. You're supposed to bring it only one house next door. So then these guys would have 10. But then you'd have to start at the beginning again and keep going. And then this guy would give this guy 10. And then this guy would give this guy 10. But eventually they would all turn to 9s. So this is a shortcut method showing you that when you're subtracting across zeros, you bring the 1 to where you need it, and anything in the middle that is a 0 would turn to 9. All right, guys, please just make sure that if this is a common mistake that some people make, if this 2 was actually a 0 to begin with, when you bring the 1 to where you need it, it would make it a 10, right? Don't fall into the misconception where all the zeros just automatically puff your 9s, right? You need to make sure that wherever you need that 1 to be standing in front of whatever number is here, that happens first. And then the 9 bombs get dropped on anything in between. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. You're going to now do some practicing with subtracting across zeros. You're going to be doing workbook page 73, just the front, I believe. We're going to do some together, and then we're going to finish the rest. You're also going to be doing a quick check today and some work from your white packet in your folder. All right, have a great day, everyone.